The foreman suddenly caught sight of his worker getting ganged up on by two guys, so he grabbed the nearest metal bucket. When Cade walked over holding that bucket full of nails, the punk went ahead and cursed out Cade's entire family. Even though Cade had been around the block for decades, this was the first time anyone had ever cursed him right to his face. But after Cade completely took down those two guys, the punk's four buddies came rushing in armed to the teeth with loaded guns. That's when Cade finally snapped. He tossed a cloud of lime powder everywhere, causing total chaos, then spun around and reached into a crate behind him, pulling out a fully loaded shotgun, ready to take on every single one of them in an all-out showdown. That sudden burst of lethal intensity made it crystal clear just how serious this situation had become. They immediately panicked and fled the scene, but Jenny, the boss's clever daughter, had watched the whole thing unfold from a distance.
You didn't see anything, okay?
Snitches get stitches. Just get my back if I ever need it.
Sure, Jenny.
Nobody expected their offhand comment would come true so soon. The next day when Cade showed up at the construction site, he spotted two police officers just leaving the premises. It wasn't until he stepped into the office that he learned the boss's daughter Jenny had been in a terrible accident the previous night. Actually, about 2 hours before the incident, Jenny had been celebrating her acceptance into her dream college, so she excitedly called up her best friend, and they partied at a bar till sunrise. Just as they were having the time of their lives, Jenny's stunning figure caught the attention of a group of thugs. One guy hid in the shadows, waiting for Jenny to come out of the restroom alone. The boss pulled out a thick stack of cash from his bag and begged Cade to find his daughter no matter what, because the boss knew better than anyone that while to outsiders Cade seemed like just another friendly construction worker, in reality, he was a top-tier operative feared by both criminals and law enforcement alike. When he arrived at the bar where Jenny disappeared, he immediately sensed something was off. The hallway security camera wires had been cut, and a single pearl lying by the back door confirmed beyond doubt that Jenny's disappearance was directly connected to this bar. So Cade came up with an even bolder plan. He quietly planted a tracking device on the bartender's car, then followed the bartender home after his shift. But Cade never expected the guy would refuse to talk about where the girl was. Instead, he just kept cursing and insulting Cade's entire family. That finally pushed Cade past his limit. He decided waterboarding was the only way to make this trash talk. Sure enough, after 2 rounds of waterboarding, the guy admitted the people who took his daughter were big players, real hard cases who'd wipe out entire families without blinking. But Cade wasn't intimidated in the slightest. He just said, "I only need to know the killer's name." Turns out Johnny had been stalling on purpose, waiting for his two buddies to get back home and back him up. But nobody expected Cade, who clearly outmatched everyone there, would drag Johnny straight out of the bathroom. After taking out all 3 guys, Cade immediately pulled on a pair of gloves, searching their bodies for any useful clues. But to his surprise, these 3 guys lying here were actually ruthless Russian mobsters. So Cade helped himself to the 90 grand they had on them, then staged the scene to look like a robbery gone wrong, because he knew exactly this move would flush out the real mastermind behind everything. By sunrise, sure enough, a luxury sedan pulled up smoothly outside Johnny's building. When the door opened, the old man who stepped out was none other than Walt, the local crime boss. But little did they know, Cade was watching from nearby, keeping a close eye on their every move. Staring at his 3 dead men and the missing 90 grand, Walt silently swore a deadly vow right then and there to hunt down the culprit and tear him limb from limb. What they didn't realize was that the moment Walt entered Cade's line of sight, it was already decided who was the hunter and who was the prey.